all. Welcome to ShareTrick. This is Raj here. Friends, this is the end of the day Genomics report. And today I want to start off with the futures as always. The futures are looking negative at this point of time. They have been kind of facing some resistance. They have been range bound throughout the day. So there is a little bit of fatigue, in my opinion, with the market, and they're waiting for some information. Once Jerome Powell has his speech, I think we'll see definitive movement. And if you look at NASDAQ, it's also doing the same thing. These are all the 5-minute chart that I look at. Let me switch to the one-day chart and show you what the context looks like. So this was the all-important resistance that I was talking about, which we broke through and which is a support for us now. And the thing that we have to note about today is that we were not able to go beyond our peak of yesterday, and we have remained negative throughout the day. This is what I was talking about in terms of inertia or hesitation. And the sellers have been dumping, and bulls have been trying to hold the ground out there. So this is where we are left with the MACD being a little bit weaker, moving towards the signal line and momentum dropping up a little bit. And we have NASDAQ also in a similar position with regard to the MACD as well as momentum. It's identical configuration out here. So there is no definitive movement as such. We are range bound within yesterday's range. And dollar index is at 99.78, having dropped a little bit. But this is where I have a very big clue for all of you. And I want your feedback on this, of course. This is a bull flag pattern. This is a flagpole. This yellow line or orange line is a flagpole. And typically when you have a breakout from a bull flag, the length of the flagpole from the point of the breakout gives you the target. Our target here is 4.746. which is the target for 10-year yields. Now, I want to draw a major line of resistance out here. That major line of resistance is going to be at around 4.80. We are going to be very close to that resistance, and bull flags most of the time come true. So this is what we are looking for. And if the 10-year yields go up, that would mean that there'll be pressure on the stocks, and the stocks are likely to go down, other things being constant. There are a few other variables that go into it, and any of those variables could also be fundamentals, like some good news about the economy, economic data, or maybe the Fed comes out and says that they're going to reduce the interest rate. That can push up the stock market. Otherwise, there is generally an inverse relationship to a good extent between the 10-year yield and the stock market. So S&P 500, the way it ended today was it is still below this diagonal line of resistance, which had been converted into a support yesterday. So from S&P 500 actual point of view, we had gone a step back. And if you look at NASDAQ, NASDAQ also is down a little bit from yesterday. It opened lower and it went up. That's why the chart is green. But there's been a little bit of a buyer fatigue out here. And generally, if you look at S&P 500 here, generally what happens is that many experienced traders and maybe some algorithms also know that everybody is looking at this line of resistance. So they could try to cheat us by just moving above and then giving up. So those kind of things happen. So these days you will find that the line of resistance is not always perfect, but sometimes you can go up and then come back down. If you look at it in a 1 minute or a 3-minute time frame, then you will see that we had this line here, and for a good portion of the day, right from 10:39 all the way down to around 3:42, we were playing around here. So imagine this is all experienced traders trying to sell to the less experienced one, knowing fully well that at the end of the day, they want to sell off and go down. So that's the way I think about it. And I want your feedback, because I'm also a retail investor like yourself, and I would like to hear what you think about that. Now, if you look at it in a 1-day time frame, it just seems like a wick, but that wick was there for a long period of time during the day, and a lot of trading took place out there. And some people made money, and those people who bought in that area, they are all at a loss right now. So that's the mad money or stupid money, I would say. Now let's go on to the VIX. VIX has improved. It has gone up 0.96%. It had started higher, but it came down. But overall, it is higher than where it ended yesterday. So it's up 4.23%. Generally, VIX going up means stock market going down. Put call ratio is tending towards neutral, and gold has picked up value. And as I said in the live stream, I picked up 100 AAAU ETF, and it's already positive. So I'm going to hold on to it until we come close to this minor line of resistance, and we'll take it from there, and we'll take it day by day and make a decision on that. Next, I'd like to go to Genomics. All of the genomic stocks mostly have been in the negative except for Unicure. But guys, Unicure was something I included later on because one of our subscribers was looking at it. But all our original genomic stock list, everything is down except for ILMN. And Prime is down 7.14%. So where does that leave us for tomorrow? So for tomorrow, I'm going to just remove these markers for reverse head and shoulder. I already mentioned last time that that would not happen because of the volumes being low on the second shoulder. We are below this horizontal line of support. So this becomes a minor line of resistance for tomorrow. And our MACD is bullish, but tending towards the signal line. Momentum has also dropped. So it's not looking great for Prime. Intelia is down 4.52%, and it's going to have a resistance at 9.00, as I mentioned in my previous session. And the support is going to be a slightly different number out here because it's a dynamic line of support. Our support is going to be at 7.30 for tomorrow. And MACD is looking okay, but momentum is dropping very fast. When you look at MACD and momentum together, it gives you an idea that the share is going down. However, we also have earnings coming up on the 8th of May. That could be some catalyst out there. We'll have to watch that. CRBU Biosciences is continuing to be range bound within this diagonal line of resistance and the diagonal line of support that we have out here. MACD is getting stronger by the day. Momentum is just flirting with the average rate, and we have earnings somewhere on 13th of May. And for tomorrow, I think our resistance is going to be 0.95 and our support is going to be 0.71. Beam Therapeutics was down 2.12% during the market hours, and after hours it has dropped another 2.12%. It continues to have support at 19.11, continues to have resistance at 21.23 for tomorrow. Altimmune is one of the worst performing shares for today, the third worst performing share today, I would say. I have great hopes that it might try to meet the cup and handle target, but that was not to be. We have created a bearish pattern out here. According to Japanese candlestick, this is a bearish pattern and this bearish harami. And our support for tomorrow is going to be at 5.33, and our resistance for tomorrow is going to be 6.23. MACD is bullish but trending towards the signal line. Momentum has dropped suddenly. All this is on account of 8th of May earnings. Maybe some people developed cold feet and decided to just stay away until the earnings are over. Next, let us look at Verve Therapeutics, which was down 0.67% during the trade day, and it has got a support at 4.91. It has got a minor resistance at 5.31. That's the range in which it's likely to move tomorrow. Momentum is not that great. MACD is still bullish, but tending towards the signal line. If we look at Editas was down 6.71% today, another big loser out here. And our support continues to be 1.34. Resistance continues to be 2.08. And then look at ILMN. ILMN was up 0.44% during the day, but it was not sufficient to break out of this range. However, there is a heavy consolidation happening out here, which is a good thing because consolidations generally lead to definitive movement one way or the other. We have a support at 74.16 and resistance at 80.56 for tomorrow. And in terms of MACD, it's bullish, but tending towards the signal line for quite a while now. But at the same time, we have improving momentum. So I'm feeling encouraged by that. And we'll see where it goes when we open tomorrow. CRISPR Therapeutics is down 1.75% today and a further 0.29% in after hours trading. Continues to have a minor support at 37.10 and a resistance at 38.72. MACD is slowly moving towards the bearish side and momentum has dropped below average. So expect further downward movement by CRISPR unless there are some positive catalyst. Allogene was down 5% during the trading day. I had a cup and handle target, but unfortunately, we have not yet moved towards that. And we have support at 1.35 and resistance at 1.62. Then we go on to Grail, and in Grail, we have a drop of 4.15% during the day trade. Our resistance continues to be 37.93 and support continues to be 32.05. And we have PACB. PACB was down 2.65%. Our resistance at 1.12 was converted into a support yesterday, and that continues to remain a support for today. When I say yesterday, I mean on Friday. And then our resistance at 1.21 continues to be a resistance for today. And our MACD is almost neutral, and momentum is below average and dropping quickly. We have earnings coming out on 8th of May. Is there something PACB can say that can stop this bleeding? I don't know for sure, but they have got some really good product. At the very least, they should be a good takeover target, I hope, because the stock is flirting with $1. And when it comes close to $1, I'm very wary of things like Ginkgo Bioworks and of companies like Bluebird, which came close to $1 and then fell below $1, did a reverse split, and then were taken private. So all those horrible thoughts come to mind. Hopefully, PACB has something good to say in their earnings. RG was down 3.31% today. It found support at the minor line of support at 21.90. It ended exactly at 21.91. And then we have a resistance, which is at 22.98. That continues to be resistance for tomorrow. And for tomorrow, the support will be 21.90, failing which I'm going to plot another minor line of support out here. And for that, I'm going to use the color orange. And that minor line of support is going to link these candles. And I'm going to mark this orange so that you can see that it's a minor line of support. So if it falls, I don't expect it to fall too much. It'll just come at the most up to here. VRTX is down 3.44% in post-market trades, and it fell out of this wedge that we had, and it also fell out of this bullish line of support, which has now become a line of resistance for it, and will continue to be a resistance for it for tomorrow at 505.32. And for tomorrow, I think our support is going to be, let me draw a line of support out here. This could be our support at 499.03. 499.03. We are at 482.50. So we have already dropped below that. So this is going to be a resistance. And where is the next support going to be? Well, our next support is likely to be at 486.44. So that's what I have for you guys out here. Let's go on to Ginkgo Bioworks. It was down 1.56% today, and it's at 6.93. And if we look at our earlier supports, we have a minor line of support at 5.29, which continues to be a support for tomorrow, and a minor line of resistance at 8.39, which continues to be a resistance for tomorrow for Ginkgo Bioworks. Unicure did spectacularly today. It went up 7.58%, and we have earnings coming up on 13th of May. I don't remember any new news that could be a catalyst, but we will take any gains that come our way. Our resistance is going to be 16.94 for tomorrow, and support for tomorrow is going to be somewhere around 12.56. IMTX was down 2.20% today, and our resistance continues to be 5.37, and the support continues to be 4.22. ABEO, I was holding on for 6.95, but ABEO has gone down. I have a very small position, and it gives me a little bit of pleasure to gamble with that, which is my natural tendency to do so. I'm going to hold on to it until the earnings happen. Just before the earnings, I might sell it off. So that's my plan. So I'm expecting there could be a little bit of reversal tomorrow. Let's hope for the best, because MACD is still bullish, momentum is still above average, and the RSI, which was overheated, has already cooled off. So hopefully we'll see some good action tomorrow. Precision, which is another company that we are just following mildly. August is when they are going to have their FDA approval for their skin therapy. So we are following this, and I have a cup and handle target pegged at 2.14. I still haven't bought the share, just watching to see what's happening out here so that I don't forget about it. And Tariff Pharmaceuticals is another company we are watching because they have a BLA. So with that said, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. But before I finish, I want to let you know that overall the economy is in a very critical situation. The tariffs are kicking in on 8th of July if no deal is done. And so far, we have had a lot of news about deal almost done, waiting for ratification and can be declared next week or tomorrow. But nothing has actually come out. We don't know which are the countries which are in advanced state. One of the countries mentioned was India, and I have been checking Indian newspapers. There is no news of trade talks. It's only India-Pakistan war coverage. So maybe the war scenario is kind of overshadowed the trade deal or tariff. I don't know. Then the other country they're talking about is Japan. But Japan, we are also having news about them saying that they would be using the bonds as strategic leverage if the trade negotiations will not go fair. I don't know what to believe, what not to believe, but those are all the situations that we are looking at. And also, if you look at the cargo transit and how things are happening, it seems like very soon, maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll start seeing tariff impact on the shelves and at the customer. So all of those things can prompt the government to make sudden changes. Even though the sudden changes cannot recover the economy in short run, the damage is already done, but the sentiment can start becoming positive and the stock market can start forward looking to relief in the month or so ahead, when all the supply chain and everything realigns itself and everything comes back to normal. So we are hoping that either Trump blinks or we have some trade deal in place. If neither of these happens, then it's a difficult time for the market. So with that, my friends, I'd like to end this video here. Thanks and have a great day. Please, please, please share your thoughts with me, because it's equally important for me to understand what you're looking at so that I can also benefit from your wisdom and experience. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.